now the speaker number 3 will be Professor Dr. Abbas Hassan Jassim. Yeah, and he will present again something in linguistics, as you know, because he's a specialist in linguistics. So will you please, Dr. Abbas, join us? Yeah, Mr. Majid. Okay, actually, Dr. Abbas is well famous, and I think there is even, we cannot introduce him, okay? Yeah, Mr. Dean of the Faculty of Languages and Mr. X, Head of the Department of English, is the first one who has, okay, actually, because of him, he put the first stone of our department, and we do appreciate his coming now with us. Yeah, just okay.
I thought that was an introduction.
He is the father of our department here in College of Education. He got his BA, MA, and PhD from the College of Arts, University of Mosul. And he is well known in our department of English, as you know. This man is our father here, and the founder of...
But he's not old, okay,
But he is the first head of the department of English department in the College of Arts, College of Education, and he held different positions in different places, and he is now the dean, up to now the dean of Faculty of Languages. Thank you.
Yeah, but I guess that the most important thing is that his contribution, the scientific research works he has mentioned, and his contribution in many conferences and symposiums, and it's, okay, it's a very long list of things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very kind of you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. To my colleague, Professor. I would like first to welcome us here from Babylon, my dearest and nearest colleagues and friends, Mr. Ryan and Mr. Hassan. You are most welcome to the Department of English, College of Education. Thank you, Chairman, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. Okay, it's okay.
Okay. Well, my presentation today is actually for third-year students. Maybe third year and fourth year of these students. Third year, maybe because next year they will have research projects, and maybe some of them in linguistics, and that's why the lecture or seminar is a little bit simple, and it is adaptable for undergrads. Okay, it's not that sophisticated in topic and structure and information. The topic is simple and quite common in linguistics. Today we'll try to share and scratch the surface of information packaging and information structuring in linguistics. In particular, we're talking extraposed or extraposition clauses in English. I'll skip some of the material so that I will manage time well.
Yes.
Information structure in general encodes two parts. Every sentence in English consists of two parts. One part, in terms of information, is old, and the second part is new. So there is always new information in the sentence. Partly it is old, it contains old information, and partly contains new information. And that's what's called, in linguistics, information structuring and information packaging. Although I sometimes find some authors or some linguists who make a distinction between packaging and structuring. For myself, there is no distinction out here, and that's why I'm using packaging and structuring in the same way and interchangeably. Information structuring, IS, is rather about the form of the sentence rather than the function of the sentence or the content of the sentence. The content content actually is not our business. We are very much concerned with the form and form. Information structuring, that is dividing the sentence into new and old, is essential for the construction and coherence of discourse. So discourses are constructed through IS, information structuring and packaging. Coherence is achieved because cohesion is actually built up through information packaging. And the following elements are well managed in discourse through information packaging. I will give you just a simple example. Ali is a teacher. Ali is old information. A teacher is a new information. Why? Because Ali is the talk. The whole talk is is already about in communication or in conversation. We have already talked about Ali. So Ali is an old information, and a teacher, something new about his career or his job. Also, it is, IS necessary for the interpretation of sentences, particularly those sentences which contain focus-sensitive elements, and those sentences which contain adverbs of quantification. So, all sentences, and I will just remind fourth year students, we tackle English grammar, Quirkian English grammar, Quirkian. Just apple here.
Yes.
Only, also, and two. These are very focus-sensitive elements in sentences, in English sentences, and actually make a hell of a difference in meaning when they are present in any sentence. Also, terms, particularly frequency adverbs such as always, usually, sometimes, that is quantifying adverbs, are important elements in English sentences and actually make meaning distinction in English sentences. Well, I have talked about the two parts, the constituting parts of sentences. Anyhow, the old information is the less informative part. Even when we process psychologically process sentences, we usually do not pay attention to old information, given information, or presupposed information. We actually pay our attention to more informative part, because those parts, informative parts, more discourse forward through different strategies. One, by adding new information. Second, by modifying the old information sometimes, because a particular piece of information is not either clear or correct. So we have this piece of information which clarifies or modifies the old information. Well, I will skip. The principles in information structure are three. We have three main principles in information structuring. We have information flow principle, which states that given information should appear before new information. And by the way, this is specific to English. This is specific to English. The other way around, maybe the rule in Arabic. So this is specific to English. Anyhow, if you psychologically try to underpin the rule or rules of information structuring, you will always discover that given information should be. In a second sentence, it seems unlikely that this provisional arrangement will last. Here again, it is the dummy subject of the sentence. That clause is appearing in final position, and this is the non-canonical sentence. Whereas this is in contradistinction with the canonical, which starts with that clause as the subject of a sentence. That this provisional arrangement will last seems unlikely. So that clause in the canonical, in the second sentence, is the is the standard way of telling things or packaging information in English. And it is, that clause here in the second sentence is the subject of the sentence. So, non-canonical versions in the previous sentences, I will skip some sentences and examples. Non-canonical versions sound less natural. Okay? Because they go against the principle of end weight. There is violation of the rule or the principle of end weight. Next, we have WH clause. The same can be said about WH clauses. Just one example. It is not clear how reliable the measurements of heat flux from sonic devices are in cloud. You see, the sentence, and here again we have empty it, dummy, it. And how clause, subordinate clause appears in final position. And the sentence is non-canonical. The sentence is non-canonical. This stands in contradistinction, in contrast to the canonical one. How reliable, blah blah, is not clear, clear. How reliable clause is the subject of the sentence. And this is the canonical way of putting things in English. Packaging information in English. Here again, the canonical version seems less natural. The canonical is less natural. And it is causing psychological overload. Psychologically, it is overloading. The third type is infinitive clause, extra-posed infinitive clause. Here again, the dummy it functions as the subject, while the infinitive clause is moved to the clause final position. One example, it is essential to read the entire book and then go back to this area. This is non-canonical, and this again stands in contradistinction to the canonical. To read the entire book and then go back to this area is essential. In the canonical, we put the infinitive in the position of subject, and it is functioning as the subject of the sentence. Actually, this canonical way of putting things, packaging information in English, causes psychological overload. In contradistinction to the non-canonical is defined the processing of information in English sentences. There is a problematic case here in number 13. James found it difficult to accept here explanation. In such sentences, actually this sentence is the only way of structuring information in English, because the canonical one is actually ungrammatical. Sometimes, according to some authors, but it is stylistically it is maybe awkward, clumsy sentence, and that's why it is frowned upon. The I'll skip some slides. The final type, the last type is gerund clauses. Extra-posed gerund clause. The dummy again here functions as the subject of the sentence, and the gerund clause is moved to the clause final position. Here again the canonical is usually creating psychological overload, and the non-canonical is usually has more precedence and is favored over the canonical. All in all, we can say something about information structuring, and the three principles related. Information structuring of a sentence has two parts. One is the old information, and the second is new information. The end and beginning of the clause are usually points of focus, but the structurally complex and informationally heavier parts normally come or go to the end of the sentence. Finally, information structure is manifested in a great variety of sentence structures in English, and they appear in different structuring and constructions, such as passives, topicality, and many others. And thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Abbas Hassan Jassim, for this presentation. I'm sure it's very useful. informative one. Concerning your topic, Doctor, it is a mechanism of syntax, right?
Yes.
That alters word order in such a manner that they are relatively heavy constituent appears to the right of its canonical position.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, okay. And actually he supports his explanation with many examples, and this is something great, and mentions some kinds of extrapositions. And so thank you, Dr. Abbas. Now it's time for your questions or any comments you'd like to add. Yeah, please. Who will be the first one? Yeah, Mr. Haider. Okay, who else, please? Yes. Fatima. You're in third class, right, Fatima? Yes. Yeah, please. Mr. Haider, please.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. Actually, because what I notice when our students write, they have serious problems in this area. But however, I have a question. Usually the dummy subtext is, how optimal is that in terms of reciprocity?
In terms of maybe, okay, your question is psychologically oriented. Maybe?
For me, I would find it like it's redundant.
Well, redundant? In what sense is redundant? Is it, okay, is the
It is not that optimal.
Instead of answering you, I will pose a question and excuse my, my impoliteness.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any way, okay, maybe to structure, okay, information?
One of the sentences, yeah,
without it? It is an essential part of the English sentence. And maybe, okay, topicality, foregrounding, backgrounding is built up of using its construction. By the way, Clark himself has or embraces similar point of view. Similar point of view, I mean your point of view. So maybe, okay, you support, okay, Clark.
Yeah, because I like the sentences, I could have phrased them better. Using it.
Is it possible? Is it possible? I may give you, okay, an example.
The one with John's five difficulties or something.
I'm sorry for rejecting, okay, the lunch. I'll back. I'm so sorry about that. I thought, okay.
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Dean.
Well, maybe to the end of the presentation.
30, I think. Okay. Please.
13. That looks similar.
For example, no, this one. The other one. For example, yeah, it is very difficult getting supplies into Sarajevo.
Yes.
What wouldn't it be better to say getting supplies to Sarajevo is difficult?
Getting, okay, supplies into Sarajevo is okay, very difficult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why would I say it is very difficult? Would it be more optimal if I were to say getting supplies to Sarajevo is very difficult?
Thank you very much. Okay, in terms of
this could be again could be applicable to the other sentences too.
Yes. Yes. So, okay, thank you very much, okay, for the question. It is an excellent, okay, question actually. It is motivated both, okay, socially, psychologically, cognitively. We have answers, okay, to this question from those, okay, fields maybe, and even from, okay, stylistic and dialectical, okay, points of view. So the question is both, okay, psychologically, cognitively motivated, and it's also sociolinguistically, okay, motivated. So it is, intricate question. And it is, okay, it needs a little bit of pondering over to answer the question. But, okay, I will summarize, okay, my answering to the following. It is very difficult getting supplies into Sarajevo. This is the non-canonical. Non-standard way of, putting, okay, pieces of information in English, okay, sentence. The canonical is getting supplies, whereas getting supplies into Sarajevo is very difficult. The second one is the normal one. Okay? But the first one, maybe in Orange is not normal. It is not normal. But we, okay, actually favor the first one, the non-canonical. That is, we favor those sentences which misbehave, grammatically, which misbehave grammatically, or violate the rules. What are those rules or principles? Those rules are usually and most often reside in our psychology. To put heavy things, long things, at the end. This is psychologically. You know why? In order to gain some time, to have some time to process long things, the heaviest things. To gain time, to gain time to process the heaviest. We start with the simple, in processing, and leave maybe, or maybe delay the long, the heaviest, or the most difficult part to the end. This is psychologically. Well, in terms of question,
No.
in terms of maybe in sociolinguistics, I don't know. It's maybe redundant. Is it really redundant? I think as Heidegger thinks that it is this structure which distinguishes English from other languages. So the grandeur, the magnificence of English actually appears in such sentences. Such sentences create topicality. It is very difficult. The audience will be shocked by this amount of emphasis put or laid upon this part of the sentence. So Holiday claims that English people usually exaggerate